The 7th National Conference of War Veterans was grandly held before the Monument to Victory in the Fatherland Liberation War in the capital city Phenьяn on July the 27th. The respected Kim Cheng Ын, General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea and President of the State Affairs of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, was present at the conference. Arriving at the venue of the conference, he met war veterans who have long worked at important posts of the party, government and armed forces organs, and shook hands with each of them to share warm greetings. Amid the playing of the welcome music, Kim Cheng Ын came out to the rostrum of the conference together with war veterans. The moment the fireworks were set off and the stormy cheers for him raised. Present at the conference were those who took part in the Fatherland Liberation War and the meritorious persons during the war, the masters of the great years. Also on hand were service personnel of the heroic armed forces of the DPRK, university students of the new generation, and teaching staff and students of the revolutionary schools. The rostrum was taken by Chae Ryong-hae, member of the Presidium of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and first Vice President of the State Affairs Commission and Chairman of the Standing Committee of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, Cho Yong-won, member of the Presidium of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and Secretary of the Party Central Committee, and Kim Do-kun, member of the Presidium of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and Premier of the Cabinet of the DPRK. The rostrum was also taken by senior officials of the party and the government and chief secretaries of the provincial party committees. Also seen there were leading officials of the armed forces organs. When the 7th National Conference of War Veterans was declared open, the national anthem of the DPRK was solemnly played. Kim Cheng Ын made a significant congratulatory speech full of passion. When he finished his speech, stormy cheers were raised again and fireworks were set off. Looking together with the war veterans at the sculpture Victory shining in the bright night view, Kim Cheng Ын expressed the belief that the great spirit and will given by the Victory Day, July the 27th, will become the eternal driving force, promoting the advance and development of a socialist construction. The conference came to a close with the expression of the boundless thanks to Kim Cheng Ын, who exalts the life of the war veterans most gloriously, and of the desire to support the Party Central Committee with loyalty wholeheartedly. The respected Kim Cheng Ын, General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea and President of the State Affairs of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, made a congratulatory speech. The great heroic spirit of the victorious wartime generation will be brilliantly carried forward. At the 7th National Conference of War Veterans on July the 27th, Chuche 110 or 2021. In the speech, he said he is very happy and excited to see the war veterans, elder seniors of the revolution again, and celebrate the great victory day of the motherland together with them. He expressed thanks to the esteemed war veterans and other participants in the Fatherland Liberation War and wartime meritorious persons who won a miraculous victory in the 3-year hard-fought war and glorified their times heroically, and has now participated in the Victory Day celebrations live and kicking. He paid noble respects to the fallen soldiers of the People's Army and patriotic martyrs who devoted all their youth and lives for the sovereignty and honor of the country, and extended warm congratulations to the entire people celebrating the Victory Day, July the 27th, in the vigorous struggle of indefatigability. He also paid noble respects to the martyrs of the Chinese people's volunteers who shed their unstinted blood in the same trench of frustrating the aggression of the imperialists at the most difficult time of Korea, and sent warm greetings to the veterans of the Chinese people's volunteers as well. He said the feats performed by the victorious wartime generation, the second generation of the revolution, in the glorious course of development of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, are shining as a great historic peak, and continued. Since the heroic defenders of the country in the 1950s repulsed the gangster-like aggression of U.S. imperialism at the risk of their lives, their descendants of several generations have been able to enjoy the dignity of independent people without knowing the ordeals of slaves up to date. The most precious and valuable of the feats performed by the victorious wartime generation, which were written in gold letters in the history of the country, is that they created the heroic fighting spirit and way. Soldiers of the People's Army turned out in the final decisive battles without hesitation for the party and the leader, to keep the pledge they made before the leader to the end. Even in deadly circumstances, they displayed the dauntless spirit, looking up to the supreme command. Their strong spirit made it possible to perform the world-startling feats of winning battles. The victorious wartime generation did a job of paramount importance with pleasure once again to heal up the wounds left by the war and rehabilitate the ruined country. Thanks to the honorable builders who raced against the time in the spirit of fortitude without any time to undo their belts, heroic Korea could shine as Tolima Korea all the more, and the historic task of building up the economy and defenses simultaneously, a shortcut to national prosperity and defense, be carried out with success. The great revolutionary generation also created the wonderful tradition of a struggle of absolutely supporting the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and defending it with the great revolutionary upsurge, the noble collective spirit with which one works for all and vice versa, and the calmest human relations our party and people regard as a model decade after decade. In every decade of socialist construction, our war veterans and wartime meritorious persons have invariably traversed the road of service, always conscious of their will to live as in those days during the war, when they fought in the thick of battles, and led the new generations to live and work uprightly and resolutely. This is the noble mental world of the victorious wartime generation all of us respect most and feel thanks for. The defenders of the country in the 1950s, the builders of the country who honorably defended our glorious Democratic People's Republic of Korea and provided the immortal heroic spirit to be carried forward generation after generation, are the grateful benefactors and genuine teachers who should be praised and followed by posterity forever. The honorable mission of the descendants of the victorious wartime generation is to brilliantly carry forward the great tradition of victory and heroic spirit created under the guidance of the great leader and the great party, so as to make this country, defended and built by the forerunners, more powerful and prosper endlessly. Solid are the gains of the revolution obtained by the victorious wartime generation at the cost of their blood, and bright is the future of our state and our socialist cause. The good health of the war veterans gives an infinite strength to our party and people, and a great encouragement to our revolution. On the occasion of the 68th anniversary of the victory in the Great Fatherland Liberation War, I extend my heartfelt thanks to the precious war veterans and wartime meritorious persons once again, and sincerely wish all of you good health and long life, he added.
위대한 전승 727 만세! 우리 조국 조선민주주의 인민공화국 만세!
경의하는 총비서동지께서 연설을 마치시자 또다시 우려와 같은 만세 환호성이 대회장을 질감하고 축복한들이 터져올랐습니다.
승리 위해 용사들의 피를 땅에 묻어둘 수 없어.
경의하는 총비서동지께서는 노병들과 함께 황홀한 불야경 속에 빛나는 승리상을 바라보시면서 치리치리 안겨준 위대한 정신과 의지가 사회주의 건설의 전진 발전을 촉진하는 영원한 주동력이 되리라는 확신을 표명하셨습니다.
수포영원은 용사들 위해 우리는 걷거라 말하라 전승의 수포영 승리는 영원히 조선의 것이라고 속으로 빗벌치던 달들이 어려워 가슴으로 먹었던 함정들이
대회는 전쟁 노병들의 삶을 영광의 절정에 강력히 내세워주시는 총비서동지에 대한 다함없는 고마움과 일편단심 광춘왕을 충성으로 받들어갈 일념이 자넘치는 가운데 비회됐습니다. 제7차 전국노병대회는 경의하는 김성훈동지의 영덕 따라 위대한 연대 영웅들이 지녔던 조국 수호 정신, 혁명보위 정신과 자력갱생 견인 불발의 투쟁 기풍으로 과감히 전진하여 사회주의 역의 종교적 승리를 이룩하고야 말 우리 인민의 드팀없는 의지를 과시했습니다.